suffering it, but the impact is on human beings. I'm actually disgusted when I cross the road and I'm perceiving all those physics. I didn't expect Abuja to look like this, and seeing that this area is very close to a secretariat, there are no sweepers, there are no sanitary officials around it. The body that is responsible, if it's the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, they should make sure they have their officials who come here and make sure that this place is kept cleaned. So it's not when maybe an international visitor wants to come in and then they will try to make sure the place is kept clean. No, let's take care of ourselves first before we can think of pleasing other persons.
Spokesman of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, AEPB, Ibrahim Mota, told that the responsibility of keeping Abuja clean lies on the residents.
Part of the effort to keep FCT clean and safe for us and for generations yet unborn. If other countries have done it, I see no reason why we can't do it. We can even look at the actions of the cat, which is an animal. It tries to secure its waste. So I want to appeal to FCT residents that all waste that they generate from their households properly packed, tied, and kept in collection points. If collection points are not near to their area, they should endeavor to take this waste up to where collection points are. It's not too big a sacrifice to do in the interest of environmental health. We can make Abuja the cleanest city, not just in Africa, but in the world. So please, let's join hands and make Abuja clean and healthy for all of us.
The passage of the bill seeking to stop age discrimination and restrictions against job seekers and the federal government agencies in the House of Representatives is still generating reactions. The bill, when passed, will remove the age barrier which pegs entry age to the civil service at between 25 to 28 years.
It's a very bad policy. What the government should have done is to check those who are due for retirement, to give chance for those young ones to come in. You can't deny somebody opportunity to serve this country just because he's above 25 years of age. These people that are trying to deny this chance is the youth. Many of them are wallowing away in the streets. If you use this age barrier, you are increasing the number that are finishing their life in the street and joining bad group. So I pray God will help them in the house to correct that impression and give chance for the youth to serve. No matter whether they have crossed 20 years or 30 years, they are still youth and they are still productive, and we can see tap their own talent.
There's a legislative process going on that, and for me, we're actually happy that something like this is going on. Am I poor of mentality because I advanced in age? My service to nation reduced because I'm advanced in age? No, and one of the reasons why some of us came out of school late was because of the challenges in the economy and the situation of the country. Whereas you're supposed to go for a 4-year course and then you end up spending 7 years, and then the same society that costs you that pain will reject you thereafter. It's the reason why you have armed robbery issues and all that, because when people are rejected and they have so much to offer and they put a restriction that no, you cannot do this, and you have so much to offer, it's not right. Even if it is 10 years that is remaining for the person to do the service, this country should allow you to do your service, and there should not be age limit at all.
The second reading have been heard on age restriction on job giving. I believe it's the right thing to be done because the able-bodied people are not given the opportunity to do the job. So that is why there's the hoodlums, criminals invading people's houses. You see girls on halottism and the rest. So if they happens to pass the bill successfully, I think it will help reduce the unemployment rate in the country.
Sponsor of the bill, Sergius Ogun, had said that the rationale for the bill is to ensure that no artificial barrier is allowed to prevail over marriage, which has nothing to do with age. The House of Representatives has set up an ad hoc HOC committee to probe alleged violations of the Electoral Act by political parties and the Independent National Electoral Commission during last month's primaries to pick candidates for the 2019 polls. The House observed that the primaries exposed the lack of internal democracy within political parties, while it accused INEC of looking the other way when the abuses occurred. Over 200 lawmakers failed to secure return tickets during the primaries. State governors were also criticized for allegedly manipulating the primaries in some places with the sole objective of imposing their preferred candidates on the parties. An illegal charges in the FCTA-owned school by some management of the institutions has been described as unfortunate by parents and guardians in the territory. Speaking with Human Rights Radio, the parents decried a situation where schools in the FCT take advantage of these students to extort money through hidden charges.
I'm a victim of educational charges, all those fake charges that they have brought in. I think the challenge is because when they say it is free, they did not make it 100% free. What they did was to push the burden to the parents indirectly, because we are paying PTA and the PTA money is being used to pay certain staff and the other ones to buy chalk and other needs of the school. So with that comes other small levy. Even to collect your results, after you have paid 2005, you still pay 500 naira to the cashier who gives to the principal, and the principal does onward delivery too. And those things should be investigated. It should be drummed into the ears of government. So they should not just fight it at the top, fight it at the bottom.
They tell you that everything is embedded into that school fees. But when you get to the point of registration, you discover that there are some small charges that you must pay aside that school fees. And it affects parents. They will say, bring 1,000 naira, bring 2,000 naira. They are collecting like 4,000-5,000 naira. You know, so many of those charges make the school fees become so high that you are wondering if government generally can sit down to harmonize this fee, it will help.
I have a household that we enrolled in a school, and we spent almost 18,000 naira for her enrollment. Sometimes they will tell you that there is no fees, but there is a hidden fee underneath. Nobody can rule it out. We thought that a couple of these president will stop it, but it is still there. Nothing changed.
In a swift reaction, however, the Executive Director FCT Universal Basic Education Board UBEB, Dr. Adamu Jatau Noma, said illegal fees and hidden charges are not allowed.
FCT Universal Basic Educational Services. All basic educational services in FCT are very free. Parents are very critical stakeholders. They are doing a lot to assist the government of the Federal Capital Territory. We make sure that everything is provided in our schools. But anytime we have a little gap where those materials are not provided, until when those materials will be provided, that is where concerned parents cannot wait. And it is at that point that they agree on what to do. The Central PTA of FCT has a harmonized sundry charges that they have approved at their own level. It is those charges that they are effected at the school level. Majority of parents who complain are parents who don't attend PTA meetings. And unfortunately, when their wards or children come to tell them that this is what they have been asked to contribute, instead of them to go to their respective schools to find out the details, they will not. Ordinarily, our school head don't introduce school levies or charges just like that, other than those that are agreed upon at the PTA level. Now, where we find any school head going contrary to this directive, we make sure that that person faces the law immediately. We don't.
Dr. Bola Liman, the Education Secretary, Federal Capital Territory Administration. DSS says kingpins who have been terrorizing parts of Kaduna, Katsina, and other parts of the country. A statement signed by the agency's spokesman Peter Afunaya said the arrest followed its collaboration with the military to curb the hideouts of the element. Afunaya said the raid came on the heels of the dastardly abduction and killing the traditional ruler of Adara Chiefdom in Kaduna State, Maiwada Galadima, by the hoodlums. And on the foreign scene, illegal migrants entering through the southern U.S. border will no longer be eligible for asylum under new rule. U.S. Departments of Justice and Homeland Security said the ruling would stop asylum from those who breach any presidential restriction on entry. Immigration was a major focus in President Donald Trump's 2018 midterm election campaign. Still ahead, business, sports, after the break. In our business, the Nigerian stock market bounced back against a close green for the second time in the week as the all-share index inched 0.37%. The market capitalization with about 44 billion naira increase closed at 11.766 trillion naira as against 11.722 trillion naira of the previous trading session. Traded volume of value of stocks for the day dropped by 55.54% and 71.56%, arriving at 200 million units and 2.6 billion naira respectively. Trading activities for the day produced 19 gainers and 15 losers, bringing the market breadth to a positive roundoff. DCNN tops the losers chart, losing 9.88% of its share price, while Pharma, Deco, Floor Mills, and Mutual Benefit all shared 9.52%, 9.23%, and 8.00% respectively. And from the Weather Center, Abuja has a minimum temperature of 18 tonight. Lagos will experience a minimum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Port Harcourt, on the other hand, will experience a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. And looking quickly at some weather reports across some cities of the world, Accra has a minimum temperature of 25 degrees. Johannesburg will experience a minimum temperature of 12 degrees with mostly cloudy weather condition in parts of the city. And Washington, D.C. has a cold temperature of 4 degrees with an increasing cloudy weather condition in parts of the city. And Tokyo will experience a temperature of 11 degrees, while Abu Dhabi has a minimum temperature of 23 degrees. Paris will have a cold temperature of 11 degrees. Abuja, this is the news at 7, but before we round up, here are a recap of the headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari declares state of emergency against open defecation. And U.S. proposes rule banning asylum for illegal migrants. Abuja, this is the news at 7. Breakers Family program is next at 7:30. Please do not go away. My name is Jordan Atahiru, and this is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.